Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga etc. and I'm here today to bring you the review for Vamp Manga chapter 26. And now, upon hearing these two conditions, which I don't necessarily agree with, and I think basically these two conditions has basically brought up more questions for me than answers. Let me kind of try to get into it. So the first condition, you need to find a way to learn how to use magic, whichever way you want to call it. At the end of the day, it is magic. But yeah, I think James pronounces it magi. I'm gonna pronounce it magi because it's one syllable. One syllable. So when I say magi, I mean magi. And yes, I know I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. But yeah, okay, cool. Two conditions. One, become able to use magic again, because something I don't think was made we was made aware of clearly, if at all, in volume 4, is that because Nikea used the magic limit break, he can currently not use magic. We do later on in the chapter learn on how there's levels to the magic limit break, with the worst possible result being death, and unable to use. No, there's a tier system. I don't think that's important right now, but anyway, yeah, there's a tier system. And what was I trying to say? Basically, one of the conditions is that he has to find a way to use magic again. As the chapter goes on, and it was because Regina says use again, full stop. As the chapter goes on, they throw in the use of, find magic again. They keep mentioning his arms, and that basically made me think, okay, cool, maybe he's gonna able to use magic again, but it's not going to be in his arms, at least currently. At least his main predominant use would be like in his legs, for example. And that idea kind of stems from My Hero Academia, where we had Deku who, after so much use of his quirk in his arms, his arms became in a very bad condition, so he switched to the shoot style. But it's not a thing that he can no longer use it. Used all for one in his arms, it's just predominantly in the legs. That's kind of the route I feel like we could possibly be going for Nikea, where for now, he can't use it in his arms, so he will switch to his legs predominantly, and then later on down the line, he will get the use back within his arms. And I think I've kind of gone on track to what I was saying, but that's how I feel on that regard. But the fact that this was one of the conditions, and kind of combined with the other condition of you need to get stronger, it made me question what exactly was Regina's what was her intentions, because she hopped in there, end of volume 4, swooped in, grabbed the brother, said, my bro is mine now, and took him to her headquarters. So it's now making me think, what was your intentions? Was you taking him there to now be his legal guardian, or was you taking him out the game, so to say, for life? Because you need to remember, Nikea is a realm king. He has a duty to protect the 4 realms. That's his job. That's his goal. That's his end game. So when Regina swooped in there and took him, was she now then saying, no, you're not doing this no more, I'm going to protect you, kind of thing, therefore taking him out of the game? Therefore, there would be no need for him to learn how to use magic again. There would be no need for him to go stronger, because if he's being taken out the game, there would be no need for that. And this goes back to what I was saying within the last chapter review, is that we're doing, like, things are being done too quickly right now. Oh, no, there could be a payoff that I'm just haven't got to yet. But for me personally right now, we should be doing things a bit more slow. We could have, like I said, like for last chapter, we could have explored Nikea trying to escape more. But now I'm also thinking we could explore Regina's mindset and her intentions and what she was planning to do, because even if we are told now, in like the next chapter or the chapter after, or just any point in this volume or any point in the series full stop, it's just going to be more for like a passing comment, and the thing where, like I said last chapter, seeing is believing. But there could possibly not be that believing aspect to Regina's intentions now. So that's what I feel like we have missed out on. because as she's talking as well in this chapter, and she's talking to Mr. I think his name is Java Greenfist, as she's talking to him, I feel like it's not a thing where Regina had an epiphany or came to a realization. It just feels like she changed her mind on a whim. Because, yeah, it just feels like she changed her mind on a whim. It doesn't feel like... Basically, how I feel like... Yeah, I feel like she's just changed her mind on a whim. And I feel like it should have been a thing where either she came into this feeling because she was doing the right thing. Thinking that her father and Maria? Nick's mum would have wanted her to step in and become protective and take him out the game and make sure he stayed out of harm's way. And then when they watch the tape together, that's when she comes to the realization, that's when she has her epiphany that no, that's not what they would have wanted. They would have, you get where I'm trying to come from. But like I said, it feels like she just changed her mind on a whim. But whatever, she set her 2 conditions. She's willing to let Nakia go. He's got a month's time to do this in. Throws him a phone so he can contact his friends. So scene 2, if you will, is Nakia on the phone to Jess. Nakia decides he will call Jess first. He believes that she'll be the most worried about him. He also says that's his best friend. Decides to call her first. So as they are talking on the phone, the kid's like, yo, what's up? What's good? How you been? How's everybody else? Kind of thing. And we kind of get an inkling into how everybody else is doing. And now we learn about Rin and Lancelot. They've been training because they felt like they were useless within the Bounty Hunter arc. Rightly so, good on you two. Yes, that's what you need to be doing. And we get an update on Ramfang. He's still traumatized, if you will, about what he did. Obviously, he's a young boy. He killed someone. That's understandable. He's locked himself away. He's brooding now. I get it. There's this whole thing with Kaz, and now the thing with Kaz, you know, she's lost her arms, and Nakia not being able to use magic at the moment. I'm very wary of these 2 things because obviously Kaz is coming back, and not as obvious, I would say, in my opinion, Nakia is going to be able to use magic again. How and why, and the ramifications, and like just basically how much of a butt pull, if you will, this is, depends on how I feel about these 2 characters and possibly the series moving forward. There needs to be I don't want it to feel like a thing where there's no seriousness to the series. Kind of similar to how in Dragon Ball, you know, at the end of the day, everything can be wished back with the Dragon Ball. I don't want there to feel like there's no cause for concern for anything that happens in the series. So I'm quite wary of the Kaz's arm scenario and the magic scenario right now. But we found that out as well. Cool. I'm watching out for that one. And there's also the thing where we threw out how it was thrown out there how Ikra is out doing soul searching. I don't feel like there's a need for Ikra to be out soul searching. Unless I missed something in Volume 4, I don't see why he's doing it, but he's out there doing that as well. But I guess the main thing for me for this phone conversation is this thing that Jess pointed out at the very end. And it's only a small problem, really. Okay, so cool. Let me get into it. So Jess, at the very end of the phone conversation, mentions that how she thought that Nikkei would go back to a dark place, and that he's grown, he's matured, he's matured, he's gotten stronger. I disagree. And I even more so disagree, and I'm slightly, I don't want to say annoyed, but I'm just in more disagree. It's because of, this has come off Nakia watching the tape. about the tape with the message from his mum. So, okay, cool. So Jester said that he's not gone back into a dark place. Disagree. Because at first, maybe his motivations has changed, but I would still say he's in this quote-unquote dark place. Because at first, it seemed like he was out for revenge. So he wanted to do things alone. Now, he still wants to do things on his own, because he outright mentions that doing things on his own. He doesn't want to keep he doesn't want to put his friends in danger. He wants to do this alone. But like I just said, now he's doing it for his friends. So he's still on a solo tip. He still wants to do things on his own. It's just that his reason for that has changed. He might even still have that revenge mentality within him. So to say that he's not in a dark place, disagree. And the thing is, he should have learned, because he had not recently just watched this tape. In the tape, his mum says, use your friends. Let them be his strength. And the reason why I'm like, no, man, this is bad writing, blah, 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 all the rest of it, is because I remember, I look at it this way. I try to look at things with different perspectives. You got to remember, Nakia is only 30, maybe 12. He's one of those two ages. And at that age, you're still a kid. Kids make mistakes. Kids are still growing up. Kids are still growing. So I can forgive him for this. So technically, I have already forgiven him for this. But it's something that I have pointed out. And again, you could... Okay, I guess I can forgive Jess as well for thinking that Nakia is going stronger, because, she's still a kid as well. So yeah, but it is something that I noticed straight after watching the tape. Rebecca to those ways. Well, yeah. So after that phone conversation, Nakia's on training. He's hitting the bag, boxing style, hitting the bag. In hops in Java, and he said that's when he explains down the tier list. I'm not really gonna get into that right now, but he said there's a way for you to get back in this magic game, but it's gonna take something. What that something is, I don't know, but what I feel like is going to happen is that they're gonna spar now, they're gonna fight, and then for the first time he's gonna use it in his legs. And then that's when I said, like I said previously, he's gonna come predominant in his legs, and then somewhere down the line, because he's got comfortable with using his legs, his body's got used to magic again, and he'll be able to somewhat use it in his arms. He might not be ever as strong with it in his arms, and that would be the ramification of him using the limit break, and he kind of learns from that and just maybe doesn't do another limit break until the end of the series. I don't know. But yeah, that's where my mindset is at now with Volume 5. So yeah, we'll see how things play out. I'm going to give this chapter... I don't want to be too harsh. I'm going to give it 2. Sorry, I'm going to have to give this one a 2. 2-star rating, and like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. And if you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. Most importantly, take care. Have a nice day. But it was because I'm trying to predict and determine plot things before they've happened, and they might still have already happened. I have to give it a 2. But if you just look at it, kind of like face value, Regina's allowing him to give him a chance to return to his normal life. We got to catch up with the other characters, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. It's cool, but I'm gonna be hard at all times. I'm sorry. 2-star rating. So like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.